Shalom, giving all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's worthy to be praised for everything. All glory and praise His holy name. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. As always, we start with Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do, in word or deed, do all by Mashayach Yahawashi, in the name of the anointed Savior, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Mashayach Yahawashi, by Him. That's how we give thanks to the Most High in the name of the anointed Savior, because He said no man cometh to the Father but by Him. In John 14:6. So, and that's very important. With us going through the mystery of Mashayach Yahawashi, first and foremost, you got to understand, when He walked the earth, there was no New Testament. Let's establish that in your mind so that you'll know that the things that He's saying is something that we did in our culture. We understood, but if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you, because He didn't disappear as being created for the first time when He came in the flesh. He's the first creation of the Most High. He's the only begotten Son of the Most High. He never called the angels His son. Only of Mashayach Yahawashi. And we can become His sons as the children of Israel. Even those that believe in the name of the anointed Savior. Because that's the only way we reach the Most High. He said, no man comes to the Father but by Mashayach Yahawashi. He said, you ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. So when you look at the New Testament and just think that this is new and only thing you're going by is it, but if you're not looking at taking yourself back to the time when He's speaking, then you're not going to get this, because there is no book of Revelations. A lot of you that go to church, you don't know nothing about that anyway. Hardly. There is no books of Paul. But these are the things that our people don't think about, because you're just going by whatever you've heard say. But when you went to school, an Esau curriculum, you had to take notes. You had to pass a test. What do you think? You're going to go before the judgment seat of Mashayach Yahawashi and it's not going to be a test that you have to pass before you get there? Oh yeah. So when He's speaking, a lot of times I say, let's go back to the time when He's speaking. So if you go back to the time He's speaking, there is no New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets. That's why I say, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill. And fulfill those things that was written concerning Himself. So without the things that's written concerning Himself, when you understand, I can go back and forth, we'd be still sacrificing animals. But the Most High wants us to be obedient. That's why we have the grace. Through Mashayach Yahawashi shed His blood. Why aren't they still sacrificing animals? They call themselves Christians. They call themselves, they don't believe in them, whatever. Why aren't they still sacrificing animals? For the atonement of their sins. Those that don't know Him probably still are. But He was the ultimate sacrifice for the sins of Israel. For our sins. You have to know Him before that judgment comes. Because the Most High put all the judgment in His hand. He's going to be able to judge. But He's going to judge according to the judgment of the Most High, not according to Himself. He came in the name of the Most High. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when He come back with a new name that nobody knows but He Himself. But He gave us the keys. The keys is right here through the power of the Most High. So it's a lot that's going to come out on this lesson that I've been going over, why I called it the mystery. Because these are things that we as a people have not looked at, because we still are caught up in not opening up our third eye, as they say, to see what's in these scriptures, because it's coded. It is a mystery. You can read these, you probably say, I never looked at that. I've seen that all my life. And I know there's been some scriptures, because I've seen it. It happened to me before. It happened to me, really, a couple of days ago, where I seen it, but then he said, okay, you need to go over this precept. Look at what I say here. But I've been saying it, and you're going to see that we've been saying it, but we ain't really realized the mystery of the in-depth of, I'm saying it here and I'm saying it over here. But I'm saying it over here one way, then I'm saying it over here another way to give you more understanding of what you should know concerning what they had to go by, and that's the law and the prophets. So if you say they wasn't doing it in the law and the prophets, then you can't even deal with the New Testament. You got to exclude it altogether. But you'll see that it's going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It takes skill to do that. Go back and forth, back and forth. And just the fact of thinking that there is no New Testament. Just compile what? We know between 321, 325 AD, the Council of Nicaea, Constantine, changing the Sabbath and all that. So we know that they had to go by something. When the Mashayach Yahawashi went to the temple, what they read? They own a book and what they read. Revelations. I challenge you. I mean, I have to bring it like this because how long you simple ones when you love simplicity? This is what somebody say, and not really going to the depths of how important this is to know him. So when he come, you say, yeah, you did a great job, servant. Great job, my servant. Or my friend. Because you done done what you need to do to know him. You don't even talk about the Most High. I mean, most people don't even know him, period. And the Bible says, show me the Most High, show me the Father. They really can't. That's a shame. Well, it's because it's a lot of learning. It's a lot, just like Esau gave a curriculum you had to go through kindergarten to 12th grade, just graduate from high school, right? And you had to do whatever it is that he had you to do in passing that test. So you can't just come in here and think that this is something you got to get out of that mindset. You take a lot of studying. You know, it's a sacrifice. We have to be that living sacrifice now. It's a sacrifice. You got to find a way to do it so that you make sure that your name can be written in the book of life. That's all this is about. If you want to deal with Israel, how do I show you how your name can be written in the book of life? Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. You can know you Israel. Israel ain't going to save you. Ain't no man going to save you. It's about us learning it, living it, and applying it in our life. And keeping it moving. So, let's get started. Let's go to 2 Samuel 23 and verse 3. Second Samuel 23 and verse 3. The power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. Say, this is very important. Look at Deuteronomy 32 and 4. The mystery of a Mashayach. You see? The power of Israel, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. So the rock of Israel spake to King David. So let's look at Deuteronomy 32 and 4. With a vine. No, what is it? Deuteronomy 32 and Deuteronomy 32 and 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a power of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is he. See. Look at verse 15. But Jezreel waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness, meaning we living large. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him. We forsook the Most High who made us. The Most High made all of us. Listen. And lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Lightly esteemed the rock, right? We read about this rock, which is what? The rock is for the foundation, what we build upon, of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, idols of the nations, idols that we created ourselves. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils. You hear that? Sacrifice unto devils. Not to the Most High. To gods or idols whom they knew not. Like these religions. You think Moses knew about the Catholic Church? Baptist Church? Jehovah's Witness? Moses knew about them? Nobody knew that this is what we did then, is what we're doing now as a people. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. This new things that coming into the world that we doing until this day. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. See, that's the rock and the Most High within these scriptures. It's mystery. Because and when the Most High saw it, he abhorred them. He hated us for this. Because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. We wicked as adults, and made the children wicked. Because they follow what they see. The example of the fathers and the, showing them how they're supposed to be. The sons and the daughters. Like you look at somebody that's raising their children and they all wicked. Children grow up and say, this is what you're supposed to be. Whatever they see, they're like parasites. Join right into it. This is where it is. You hear them say, hey, my daddy was like this, my mama was like this, so I'm like this. Generation after generation after generation. Say I call it a generation curse. They come up with something. The vouch for why they like they are, but they provoked them. That's why the Most High say he hated us, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. We know what the end was. Captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity under all these nations. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. So this is what we did. So let's look at that rock. Because where we at? We in Deuteronomy. We in the law of the Most High. Right? Go to 1 Corinthians 10. 10th chapter. See who this rock is. First Corinthians 10, and we're going to start at verse 1. And verse 4 is going to give you the understanding Moreover, brethren, who are the Israelites, I would not that ye should be ignorant, that means not knowing, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. When we came out of Egyptian captivity, we were under the cloud. Remember, the cloud led us by day, and that's a chariot, a vehicle of the Most High, and the angels, and a fiery chariot at night. What we call IFO, identified flying objects, but they call them UFOs, unidentified flying objects, they don't know. That's why the Most High said in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. We're supposed to know because we sung the song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, coming for to carry me home. It says, moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. That's the Red Sea. Most High opened it up so that we could pass through. Listen, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat. You got the laws of the Most High. Listen, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock. It's spiritual rock. It's a spirit, an angel that followed them, and that rock we've been reading about so far was a Mashayach. But it wasn't him in the flesh. It's him right here in Genesis, the first chapter, the first verse, and the second verse. In the beginning, Elohim, the powers, created the heavens and the earth. Right? So now you know the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi created heaven and the earth. It says, and the earth was without form, verse 2, and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. Now we're going to get real deep in this lesson, so I want you to be able to really stay with me because it's a mystery. But it's clear. It's clear to me. Hopefully it'll be clear to you. If not, you got to go over it. Ask the Most High to open up your mind to be able to see what it is that's here. And I say this, the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. That's the angel of the Most High, who is a Mashayach Yahawashi. As we just read, that rock, that spiritual rock, spirit, angel, making his angel spirits. So it's spiritual, but if you're not spiritual, you're not going to see him. That's what it says, spiritual rock, which is Mashayach, who we read about. Where? In the Old Testament. We're in the law now. So, that's him right there. With the Most High. Because, I mean, come on, we can review, but it's those that have not heard it, he said. Because, I haven't seen where, they say the angels, but once you say the angels, then where's the Mashayach Yahawashi in that? He's not in that. But the scripture says this, Ephesians 3:9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery. A secret, something that's not known to everyone. He haven't revealed it to everyone. Which from the beginning of the world, we just went to the beginning of the world, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, have been hid in the Most High. So the Most High has hid this. Who created all things by Mashayach Yahawashi. That's what it says. He created all things by Mashayach Yahawashi. So it's the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi. The Most High created all things by Mashayach Yahawashi, it says. So I like to see where, it says he created everything by the angels. So it's very important that we see this because, like I said, the Mashayach Yahawashi he said he's in the volume of the book. Hebrews 10:7 and Isaiah 40:7. So we have to see him to know him. You can't know someone you don't see him. You can't see him. And it's not something you created in your own mind either. That's something that has happened to our people too. They create your own power in your own mind and not really say, well, show me who you talk about. You can't show it. That's no good. That's no good. Not when you have opportunity now to see him in a study to show yourself approved unto the Most High so that you'll see this mystery. Because it says it's been hid in the Most High. He's hid it from people so that they would not see it. Because he don't want everybody to see this. And even some of you that's hearing it now, it might be going in one ear and out the other because it's like you just really can't see as you should see. But hopefully, the majority of you will see this and accept this so that you can grow spiritually. And he will know you when that judgment times comes. It's very important. It's amazing how the Most High have everything, have it set up, and most of the religions and so forth have not going to bring this forth. They're not going to bring forth the truth because it's not given to them to understand the things that the Most High has hidden himself. So from there, let's look at Zechariah, the 9th chapter. Zechariah, the 9th chapter, the 9th verse. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh. Thy king cometh unto thee." Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's prove that. O Zion. Thou art Zion. Bear with me for just a second. It's Isaiah 51:16. Isaiah 51:16. Proving who Zion is. "And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people." So you see here it says my people, so Zion, my people, so we got to prove who my people are. And that's Exodus 3 and 10. It said, come now, therefore, Exodus 3 and 10, proving who my people are, because it has to be proven, because you can say that that's anyone, as long as they believe in the name of Jesus or whatever that has been taught in the world that's contrary to what the scriptures say. So we're going to say who this my people is. Exodus 3 and 10. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people. Who are his people? The children of Israel out of Egypt. That's my people, the children of Israel out of Egypt. The 12 tribes of Israel. Now I said his people. So if you see his people, how do you prove that? Exodus 18 and 1. Exodus 18 and 1. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard all that the Most High had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, see that? And for Israel, the Israelites, his people, in that the Most High had brought Israel out of Egypt. But we here prove that Israel is his people. You see his people? You're supposed to notice talking about the Israelites, because you see here defines who his people are. Israel. Okay? And that's how you get understanding through the precepts. So let's go back to Zechariah 9 and 9. It says, rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, O 12 tribes of Israel. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. So we have a king that's coming to us, that's prophesied here in the book of Zechariah. He is just and having salvation. Having salvation, power from authority is salvation. Lowly, means he's meek, and riding upon an ass and upon a coat, the fowl of an ass, right? So when you look at this, okay, now we got to look at, okay, go to Matthew 21 and 1. Matthew 21 and 1. Between Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they pretty much cover the stories, the same stories. It's just you get like you see something and somebody else sees something, somebody else sees something, a little bit here and there, but we're going to see that what's written in the Old Testament, that's what I keep saying. There is no New Testament. We only have the law and the prophets. When Mashayach Yahawashi walked the earth. So here it is in Matthew 21 and 1. And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto the Mount of Olives, then sent Mashayach Yahawashi 2 disciples. So he sent 2 disciples to do something, saying unto them, go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them, and bring them unto me. You're going to find an ass and a colt. Say, loose them, and bring them to him. And if any man say aught unto you, anybody say anything to you, ye shall say, the master have need of them, and straightway he will send them. He gonna let you have them. Just let them know that I need them. Verse 4. All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, tell ye the daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek. When it say lowly, that's what I say, meek, humble, and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the fowl of an ass. And the disciples went and did as Mashayach Yahawashi commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt, and put on them their clothes, and they set him thereon. You see? So what I'm showing you is there is no New Testament. You see, they had to go by the law and the prophets. You can see this over and over again. These are the mysteries that's been hid in the Most High. You want to know him, how you know him, and you don't see him in the places where it's written of him. to understand the scriptures. Matter of fact, speaking of that, go to Luke 24:44. It's very important. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets. We just read about in the prophets, going to read more. The prophets and the law of Moses, we read in the law of Moses, we read in the prophets. And in the Psalms, we got to go to the Psalms too, concerning me, concerning the Mashayach Yahawashi. Say, once he showed himself in the law of Moses, in the prophets, and in the Psalms, then opened he their understanding. See, Proverbs 4:7 says, wisdom is a principal thing, but with all that getting, get understanding. See, once you see him, this is the Spirit brought to me. This is what he brought to me. He said, hey, look for me. Look for me. So, when you seek him, you can find him if you're sincere about seeking him. That you'll know him. That's what it's all about. Listen. Then open he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures. See? It's going to bring your eyes to a higher level of seeing the word and understanding it. From there, let's look at 1 Samuel 2:10. 1 Samuel 2:10. So I see a lot of things of prophecy that's of the Old Testament that's going to be fulfilled in the future. That has not happened yet. 1 Samuel 2:10. The adversaries, which means the enemies, keep that in mind, of the Most High, the Mashayach Yahawashi, shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. His enemies going to be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Most High Mashayach Yahawashi shall judge the ends of the earth. This is where we at, people. This is the end of the earth right now that we in. He going to judge the ends of the earth. And he shall give strength unto his king. Most High going to give strength unto a Mashayach Yahawashi. He is the King of kings and Lord of lords. Power of powers. And exalt the horn, which is the power of his anointed. That's a Mashayach. Meaning anointed. Only one Messiah. You hear what he say? The adversaries of the Most High, while Mashayach Yahawashi, shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Most High shall judge the ends of the earth. He's going to use the Mashayach Yahawashi to come and judge and make war. And he shall give strength unto his king. The Most High gives strength unto his king, a Mashayach Yahawashi, and exalt the horn of his anointed. It's beautiful. Psalms 83rd chapter. So he said, the adversaries of the Most High shall be broken to pieces. Let's see who the enemies of the Most High and the Mashayach Yahawashi are. It gives you clear indication of who it is. His enemies. Psalms 83rd chapter. So they're going to be broken to pieces. Verse 1. It said, keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies, that's the adversaries, mean enemies. Thine enemies make a tumult. They're making an uproar. And they that hate thee, hate the Most High, have lifted up the head in pride. Think they more power than the Most High. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. You know, the Most High's people, we just defined them, are the Israelites. And consulted against thy hidden ones. Consulted against thy hidden ones. And we are hidden. That's why most people don't even know that we Israelites. They still call themselves by what I got, 70. I think I got more than that. I think I got 80 something identities. That's hidden. Not knowing who you are as a people. Hidden ones. They have said, the enemies and the haters of the Most High, and on Mashayach Yahawashi, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. So they cut us off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. The name of Israel, we being the Israelites, may be no more in remembrance. We will remember who we are. Crafty, sneaky, slick, all together. Enemies and the adversaries of the Most High. Said, remember he said he's going to be broken in pieces with the Most High thunder on them, right? Listen. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Confederate against the Most High. They all in agreement. Now he names them the tabernacles of Edom. Edom represent the indigenous. All these are indigenous. So-called white men. And the Ishmaelites. So-called Arabs. Of Moab. So-called Chinese. Of the Hagarenes. Africans, Gebal. More Africans, and Ammon. So-called Japanese. And Amalek. So-called Jewish people. The Jewish man, the Philistines, more Africans with the inhabitants of Tyre. More Africans, Assyrians also was joined with them. See? So they were broken to pieces. Those are nations. They say you're going to break into pieces. And all these nations had us in captivity. Had us in captivity. Psalm 96 and 10. Psalm 96 and 10. Say among the heathen that the Most High reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be removed. See, a world gonna be established that's not gonna be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. He gonna judge the people righteously. Meaning according to the laws of the Most High. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is with therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. Hear that? All the trees gonna rejoice when this new world comes about. Before the Most High. For he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. So all you that say that we ain't got to follow the Most High's laws, we don't have to follow his commandments, it's telling you clearly here. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. Right? So, Psalms 119, 142. Y'all should know that by heart by now. Righteousness and his truth. Psalms 119, what is his righteousness and what is his truth? You got to look at that. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness, so we define righteousness. We're going to go define righteousness, the Most High's righteousness. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Right? Meaning it lasts forever. And thy law is the truth. Okay? And some of you say, well, that has nothing to do with the commandments. Well, let's jump down to verse 151. Thou art near, O Most High, and all thy commandments are truths. So the commandments and the laws are truths, right? So what's this righteousness? Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. What's this righteousness? Deuteronomy 6:25. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness if, which is condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power as he hath commanded us. We got to do these commandments, do his commandments, his rules and regulations. Point blank. So, that's beautiful. So that's the righteousness and the truth. And Mashayach Yahawashi said in St. John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So he's the way to show us how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. You have to understand this, people. But see, those that he's speaking to, he's speaking a lot of times, they say, what you talking about? Because they knew. We knew this. We got to start all over. We just learn how to start from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, alphabet to be able to read English. So the Most High made sure that we had to have this in these last days to be able to bring it forth to the people. They could open up their understanding. They can see this. Hallelujah. So look at 2 Samuel's, the 7th chapter. And we look at the mystery of Mashayach Yahawashi and understand this. He's there with the Most High. Let's look at Genesis 1:26, just in case some of you say, it's all the Most High by himself. No. If you go over the previous lessons, I've showed you that. No man ever seen the Most High. Genesis 1:26, the only begotten Son who's in the bosom of the Most High, he have declared him. Genesis 1:26, and the Most High said, let us, that's plural, make man in our image. Our is plural. Most High and Mashayach Yahawashi. After our likeness. See? That's plural. So he's been there. Where'd he go? Where'd us and the we and our go? Once you read it there. Just disappeared? No. So we're looking at 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter, and the 12th verse. Most High's talking to David. He said, when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed, which is his compilation, his lineage, after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels. David was of the tribe of Judah, Jacob's fourth born son. And I will establish his kingdom. He's going to set up his seed after King David, and he's going to establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Okay? I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. So his mercy not going to depart from him. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. So you got to keep this in mind, because he keeps saying forever. His throne, his powers and authority shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Because Most High speaks in visions and dreams. So this is what he's giving David to let him know that his throne, his powers and authority, going to be established forever. Now, we know that didn't happen with King Solomon, because King Solomon in his old age started building those idol temples and going in there with those heathen women that the Most High said we're not supposed to get with, and started worshiping